Hi, today in the galley I want to talk to you about making your own homemade mayonnaise. I want to show you just how easy it is to do, and I also want to show you how you can easily make this mayonnaise last, instead of just 1 week, up to 3 months. And we're going to start with egg yolks. Now, I prefer the egg yolks for my mayonnaise, but you can certainly do one whole egg instead of the 2 egg yolks. But the egg yolk mayonnaise is just richer, thicker, creamier. I just honestly prefer just the yolks. And I'm going to do 2 yolks. Save your egg whites for a little egg white omelet. You want a little acid. I'm going to go with lemon juice. You probably want about a tablespoon of lemon juice. And you can do any kind of acid that you like here. You could do a white wine vinegar. You could do a red wine vinegar. If I'm making coleslaw, I just kind of make my mayonnaise how I want my coleslaw dressing to be. So I'll use apple cider vinegar and add a little sugar to it. You want some mustard, some Dijon, some whole grain, some spicy whole, whatever kind of mustard that you like. I'm going with a half a teaspoon. Honestly, I usually don't even measure. I just kind of eyeball it because I make it so often. I love mayonnaise. Mayonnaise was my favorite sandwich as a kid. I loved just a mayonnaise and white bread sandwich. And today, I kind of like that mayonnaise sandwich with the little cheddar cheese and sweet bread and butter pickles. But we definitely love our mayonnaise around here. When I first introduced Billy to Duke's, he just loved it. But I think since Duke's sold out in 2019, I don't think the Duke's tastes quite as good. But the problem with those commercial mayonnaises is the very first ingredient in most of them is soybean oil. And soybean oil is something that you want to stay away from if you have heart issues, if you are insulin resistant, you don't want soybean oil, and if you have any liver problems, you don't want soybean oil. I'm using avocado oil. That's my oil of choice that I like to use for mine. You can use olive oil, but with the olive oil, I think it overpowers and it really tastes not like mayonnaise, but more like olive oil. But you can certainly use the olive oil. Now, again, you can certainly stop here, and this mayonnaise is going to last you about a week. But what I like to do to extend its shelf life is to ferment it. And I do this by adding some whey. And this whey is whey from yogurt. And I have a couple videos about yogurt cheese and the whey and the different things that you can do with this whey. This is nothing but probiotics. So good for you. And we're going to add 2 tablespoons of this whey. And then this is going to allow this to last a lot longer. I know when I was a kid, I remember mayonnaise going bad even in the refrigerator. And in today's day, I don't know if mayonnaise goes bad anymore. Like years later, I think it could probably still be in your refrigerator. So into your jar, and then I'm going to add 1 cup of my avocado oil. Now, if you're doing this in your food processor or your blender, you want to start your motor running and then slowly add your oil. But because of the beautiful immersion blender that doesn't fit in there, I never made it in this jar. I thought that would be a good idea. Now I'm thinking, maybe not. So put your immersion blender in, start it, count to 20 before you start moving it. And you can see how it's starting to form white, and that's perfect. Now you can slowly start to move it up. And just that quickly, you have your own homemade mayonnaise. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot the salt. It needs a little salt. I'm going to do about a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. Give it another mix. I can do it in my jar. I have made it in the bigger jars before, and I forgot about these stackable ones. Getting smaller. Anyway, no harm. Now, what you have to do now, if you don't use the whey and you're just making some mayonnaise that you know is not going to have as long as a shelf life in your refrigerator, then this can go straight into your refrigerator. But because we added the whey, because we're fermenting this, so that does extend the life of it, We're going to put a lid on it, and we're going to sit it on the counter. Now you're going to sit this on your counter for 6 hours. And after 6 hours, then it can go in your refrigerator, and then you're going to have this mayonnaise for up to 3 months. And the reason you have to set it out at room temperature is because you have to let that whey have time to ferment it. And it can't ferment it if it's cold, so it has to sit out on your counter 6 hours, and there you have it. Mayonnaise that you know all the ingredients in it. So delicious. So beautiful. Tastes fantastic. Fresh, lovely, beautiful. So start making your own mayonnaise today. You can do it without the whey. It just doesn't last as long. Let me know how it goes. Let me know what you think. See y'all later. Bye.